Hello everyone, welcome to PUC Online Classroom. Today I am going to start Unit 8, Lifelong Learning. So if you take a look at this title, it is about a process of learning. Okay, so everywhere you go, there will be a lesson learned. Okay, so when you enter the new class, you will learn something. When you go to the society, you also learn something. All right, when you go to the party, you also learn something from those people right there. Okay, so every step you go will be a lesson that you can learn. All right, so in this activity we are going to focus on the top 10, all right, maybe top 10 most popular college majors. So as you can see, the first major is business. So when you study business, you will learn about commerce, finance, marketing, and accounting. So if you want to run a business, if you want to have a business in the future, maybe you can consider studying this subject. Or if you want to have a job that related to business, like marketing, accounting, finance, things like that, maybe you can consider studying business too. Okay. Social sciences and history, which is about major number 2. Study economics, geography, and sociology. All right, so these are the subjects that you might learn in this major. So economics, geography, and sociology is about society. All right. Okay, number 3, education. Study how people learn and how best to teach them, just like me. So I am, let's say I have major in education, so in teaching. So I study the way how to teach people, how to understand people. We study how we can teach people in a very simple way so that the students or the people can understand. All right, and sometimes it's not really easy, to teach people. There are a lot of problems. You have to do a lot of research, regarding to the lesson that you're going to prepare for them, and we need to spend more time, for you know teaching a certain lesson for some people. Okay, so it's not really easy. And so if you happen to uh, study education, you have to work harder. All right. Number 4, psychology. You will learn about human mental processes and behavior. It's about psychology. Okay, so it is pretty good if you can study this subject and you can control yourself and you can help people who you know have some kind of mental problems. Then you can help. I don't know. Number 5, nursing. Acquire the skills needed to take care of sick people. Nurse, right? In order to become a nurse, I think in our country you can spend somewhere about 3 to 4 years in order to finish this kind of degree, right? Communications. You will learn about journalism, new media, and human interaction. So you can also become a journalist, all right? Or you can manage media with different kinds of media, and also human interaction, how to interact with people. Okay. Number 7, which is about biology, you will learn the fundamentals of life science. Biology, right? Study about life. Engineering, which is number 8, study the application of math and science to practical ends. Engineering, right? Number 9, English. Analyze works of literature written in English language. Yeah, so you need to analyze works in literature written. It's like story. Okay, the article you have to analyze, and it is written in English. Okay. Number 10, computer science. Study the theoretical foundations, computation, and its applications. All right, so some of you might be students who study IT or computer science. You will know exactly what it is. So we'll study about the computer and the way people communicate with the computer by learning programming, all right, to talk to computers, things like that. Okay, so these are the most popular, top 10 maybe, yeah, most popular college majors, and I don't know whether they are really popular in our country or not. Okay, right now there are so many majors that the student prefer to study, and a lot of new subjects as well, new majors that student prefer to study, and they want to know more and more. Okay, so I think we have more than this, but you can think about yourself the top 10 majors in our country. All right, okay, so let's go to number 2, which is about perspective. So this is about listening. You're going to listen to the survey, and who is the survey targeting? What does the survey want to know? So let's find out a little bit, and then you can listen later. Pick a subject. We are expanding the school curriculum next year. What kinds of classes should we add? Please take a moment to answer a few questions. So in this survey, they plan to have more subjects, more majors for their school. All right. So that's why they said they are expanding the school curriculum. Okay. So that's why they want to do survey in order to get the ideas. Try to find some ideas from the public, from the students, especially students, what they want to study exactly from that school. All right, so that's why there will be some kind of survey for them. All right, so you will go to the listening audio that I attach. All right, and try to listen and check the right answer for this. Okay. All right, so let's go to number 4. I'm not going to focus on number 3, but number 4, which is about grammar focus, would rather and would prefer. So let's find out how different. All right. Would rather takes the base form of the verb. Would prefer usually takes an infinitive. Okay, once again, would rather takes the base form means it's just a verb without to, the verb without s or es. Okay, that's what we call base verb. All right. And would prefer usually takes an infinitive means to. Okay, both are followed by not in the negative. So you want to make a negative of that, you have to say would rather not or would prefer not. So you cannot say wouldn't rather, you cannot say wouldn't prefer. Okay, so let's see examples right here. Would you rather take a business or communications class? As you can see right here, would rather takes base, so take is a base verb, and I rather take communication, or rather not, that is a negative. Take either. I rather take another course than study business communication. So we have then right here as a comparison, just like I rather take another course than. So you don't want to study business communication, you want to study something else. All right, so we have comparison. So would rather can use with take as well. Okay, to show the comparisons. Would prefer, you see that to study is about to infinitive, or you can say infinitive. Business or communications. So I prefer to study business. I prefer not to study either. Okay. Another one is let's join a club. I rather not to join. I rather not. You can say not join or rather not. I prefer not to join. I prefer not to. All right. Once again, would rather takes base. I would prefer takes to infinitive. So let's find out more about the forms right here. Okay. So in this case, we have rules of forms. Would rather plus base form. All right. So takes base form. If it is a negative, then you can use not right here. And if there is a comparison, you can say then and then base as well. Okay. So because we use base right here, would rather takes base, and when you use then, you also need to take base as well. We call parallelism. All right. I would rather study in groups. I would rather not drink alcohol. I would rather study in my free time than go out with friends. So you don't want to go out with friends, you want to study in the free time. That's the meaning. Okay, so right here we use study, which is a base one. Go is also a base. Okay, number 2, would prefer not to infinitive, as you can see. If you want to make a negative, can add not. So I prefer to go scuba diving in Sydney. Well, so prefer to. Okay, I prefer not to sleep. Okay. All right, so that's it for this grammar point, and I will leave this practice for you. Choose the correct word and phrase to complete each sentence. Don't worry, you will have this as your practice. And you also have to do exercise in the book right here. So complete the conversations with would and the appropriate form of the verbs in parentheses. Then practice with upon it. The appropriate form right here refers to base or to infinitive. So for example, the first one, would you prefer takes infinitive right here, right? Prefer usually takes an infinitive, and you can say, would you prefer to sign up? Okay. And this one, rather, would you rather learn? Things like that. All right. So appropriate means the correct form of the verbs in parentheses. So make sure that you do it carefully, and you also can go to the handout that I provide you to compare, all right, or to check for the form as well. Okay. So if you have any question, everyone, you can leave me question in our Telegram group chat, and I will answer to your question as soon as I can. And don't worry for the other answers. I will give you the answer this weekend, all right, for all the exercises that I asked you to do so far. Don't worry about that. Thank you so much, everyone. Goodbye.